Folks, it's on. Beto. Beto's going after Pete. Yang is going after Beto. Here is Beto, and this is good. I mean, I'm glad to see him doing something here. This is Beto going after, Mayor Pete's been going around saying, like, he criticized Warren by saying, I only care about outcomes. I don't get caught up in the idea that you'd have to fight for those outcomes. I just want outcomes. I don't want to have to think about how you get them. You get them. And then he goes around and he's criticizing Beto. He is the critic. His plans, though, very slippery. Very slippery. And here's Beto basically saying Pete can stuff it.
What Pete has been saying is that a mandatory buyback is the shiny object that is distracting us. How in the world can you say that to March for Our Lives? How can you say that to survivors of mass shootings across this country? How can you say that to the majority of Hispanics in America, certainly in Texas, who fear that they will be the victims of a mass shooting inspired by racism and hatred that's been welcomed into the open by this president and has been armed with weapons of war? So I was really offended by those comments. And I think he represents a kind of politics that is focused on poll testing and focus group driving and triangulating and listening to consultants before you arrive at a position. I think our politics has to be about doing the right thing, saying the right.
Good for him. I appreciate the fact that he expanded his critique on everything that Buttigieg is promoting. Because he's a guy who speaks to the Buttigieg, the people who like Buttigieg.
Exactly.
And that's why that is extremely healthy for our body politic. However, it does pain me on a day when Beto has proven his mettle, as it were, criticizing Pete Buttigieg. It pains me to inform Beto that he is the second best skateboarder in the presidential race. Here is Andrew Yang, just like sort of shredding it up a little bit, right?
It's like putting people in danger.
This is pretty good. He's in his... this is what happens when you raise $10 million.
He's got $1,000 to spend on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Some knee pads.
I mean, he's not like Beto who just sort of coasted across a stage. He's like... He's banking around and building up speed. So good for Andrew Yang. Like to see it. And, I'll tell you something. The reason why they do this is because they are trying to push the youth issue. So when Amy Klobuchar dances around and does that and it looks a little silly, a lot silly, their consultants have told them, do stuff that's going to remind people that you're young, because that's going to remind people that the other candidates are old. It'll be interesting to see if there's any salience to that. But look at that. That move, not so great.
Yeah, no. Very straight.
I feel like I could have done that.
Yeah.
All right.